Hey, what's up guys? It's Corey from Cruise Reviews. Hope you're doing great today. I am in South Lake Tahoe today, and I am about to show you one of the best hotels I've ever been to. Let's go. Okay everybody, so I am in South Lake Tahoe today at the Edgewood Resort. Now Edgewood is a 5-star resort on the south shore of Lake Tahoe. It's one of the only actual shorefront resorts in Lake Tahoe. And I'm really excited to show you the room, but I'm also excited to show you all the other amenities here, as well as all the activities that we have scheduled for our anniversary trip. So hope you enjoy this review. And what's up, everybody? I am in the pool. It's about 30 degrees outside, but the pool is warmed to 75 degrees year round. So as long as you have a boggin and as long as you are submerged, it's actually very, very comfortable. Now, if it were, I don't know, 5 degrees, or if it were really windy, maybe I'd think twice about doing this. But in the height of the day where it's about 30, it's actually very comfortable, and there is a hot tub right over there as well. Nice. What's up, guys? So I just finished an incredible snowmobile tour at this place. It's called Zephyr Cove Snowmobile Tours, and it is like a 10-minute drive from the Edgewood resort that we're staying in, and Edgewood will drive you out there for free and pick you up. And let me just say, I had fairly low expectations because the reviews online were good, but they didn't have a lot of videos and stuff like that. So I was like, we'll see. Guys, it was 10 out of 10. It was really excellent, especially for someone who doesn't snowmobile often. It was beautiful. The guide didn't go super slow, but not too fast. You were on groomed, excuse me, you were on groomed trails, but the trails were pretty narrow, so it felt like you were going quick even if you were only going 15, 20 miles an hour. And it was just beautiful. Like, the views were great, everything about it. I'm gonna put some footage up, but I just wanna say, if you are thinking of visiting Lake Tahoe and you are here in the South Lake Tahoe area, definitely look up Zephyr Cove. Don't do the one that's called, I think it's just called Tahoe Snowmobiles. Don't do that. Skip that. Just trust me. Skip that and spend the money and go do Zephyr Cove. Zephyr Cove, you are going through the woods. You're going up to the top of the mountain. You're getting lake views. The other one, Tahoe Snowmobiles, you're going around in a big circle and you're not going to get lake views. It's super convenient because you can walk to it from the resorts and from the casinos, but this is a much better experience. So anyway, bottom line, 5 out of 5, definitely recommend the guided tours. We just did the basic tour. It's like the, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the basic tour, not the extreme one, not the one that's like off the beaten path, just the basic tour, and we absolutely loved it. My wife is not a motorsports person like I am, and she really enjoyed it and didn't find it too intimidating. So anyway, hope you find that helpful.
So now it is time to talk about skiing. I went to the Heavenly Ski Resort. It's about 3 minutes away from the Edgewood Resort. This is Heavenly Village, and it's basically the base camp of where the gondola takes you up to the ski resort. This gondola takes about 20 minutes to reach the top, and I would recommend getting to the gondola about 30 minutes before it's open if you want to maximize your time. The waits can be pretty long to get on the gondola at the beginning. Of course, you have the ability to rent skis. There are rental places everywhere in Heavenly Village. Now, once you get up to the top of the resort, this is Tamarack Lodge. This is where you will find most of your food and bathrooms and everything like that. They do have food and bathrooms on each side of the state line, the Nevada side of the mountain and the California side respectively as well, but this is the largest. Now, do let me say that the prices here are outrageously high because they have you trapped up on top of the mountain. So just be prepared and come with a full stomach. Just to kind of give you an idea, this plate was about $40 worth of food. Now, I am not a great skier. This was only my 3rd time ever skiing. So I stayed on the greens and blues. So take this as coming from a beginning skier. I definitely think if you're a beginning and intermediate skier, there are plenty of slopes out here. If you are brand new to skiing, stick with the greens. If you are a couple times in, the blues are going to be wide enough ranging and there are enough of them to challenge you. You can get most of the way around the mountain without getting on a black. And trust me, you do not want to be on a black diamond here. It's going to be pretty scary for you. There's also, if you're an expert skier or a very good skier, there are a lot of opportunities. They have 2 terrain parks. As you can see just from this video, a lot of people ski through the woods and they have that clearly marked for you as well. So whether you are a great skier or a beginner, I think there's a lot to offer here and it's beautiful. By the way, there are 2 sides to this mountain. The side you saw the video clip on, that's the Nevada side. You want to start the morning there and you want to end the day on the California side. That's the one that gives you that beautiful view you just saw. Now, let's say that you don't want to ski like my wife, or let's say you've been skiing a few times and you want to take a break. That is completely understandable. Edgewood actually has this excellent opportunity to do some snowshoeing. Now, this snowshoeing is on flat land, so you're not going to get winded. But basically what they do is they give you a tour of the property around the golf course. What you see here is actually a fairway for the golf course on Edgewood's resort. It was really a lot of fun. You get a chance to meet everybody. It's nice and leisurely. You spend a lot of time walking around the shoreline of Lake Tahoe, and it was just beautiful. And it was a really nice way to recover the day after my ski day. So anyway, I highly recommend it. And they end the day in this little chalet is what they like to call it, but it's just this little hut where they give you champagne. So it's a really cool way to socialize a little bit with the people you just went on the hike with and to unwind even further. Now, finally, they do have some really good activities as far as yoga every morning. That's overlooking the lake. That was really great and it's free. They also have, of course, a fitness center that nobody uses. I was in there for 3 consecutive days and I never saw a soul in there with me. So it was nice, but it was small because basically nobody uses it. But anyway, there are a lot of activities besides skiing, even in the winter. Next activity we want to talk about, the final activity, are the casinos. Now, there are 4 casinos within a 2-minute drive of Edgewood. but the only two that you should really focus on are the Hard Rock and the Harrah's. They are right next door to each other, so you can go to both, but both have new gaming. They're very clean. They're quite nice. They have a lot of slots. They have a lot of electronic games, and they have live table games, which I always appreciate. Everything is fairly affordable. The drinks are free when you're gaming. And, the only thing that's a little bit higher are the live table games. They're not super affordable. They're going to be in the $10 to $15 minimum range, but that's pretty on par for most casinos nowadays. The other thing you need to know is that they are very dead during the day, and that's because everybody's on the ski slope, right? But at night, you're going to see these pick up, and they can be quite lively. So I, for one, really enjoyed them. I think it's a nice perk to being so close, and Edgewood will come pick you up once you're done gaming. So no need to walk back in the snow or in the heat of the summer. They will come pick you up anytime as long as it's before midnight. So just keep that in mind. Now, I am going to be doing a full review of the 4 casinos and giving you the pros and cons of all of those. So be looking out for that in the coming weeks. Hey, good morning, everybody. So it is the last day of our trip. We've spent 5 nights here at Edgewood, and we're about to check out. So I wanted to give you my final thoughts, and I will try to keep it as brief as possible while also showing you B-roll about what I'm talking about. So let's first talk about the things that I liked and my overall impressions. My overall impression is that this is one of the probably top 2 or 3 hotels I've ever been to. And really calling it a hotel isn't really fair. It's really and truly a resort. Everything you need is at this location, other than the outdoor sports. So I really loved that. I also really love the rooms. They're modern, and what I mean by modern is they are well thought out and well laid out. The bathrooms are very big, which is more common in a modern hotel. Older hotels, the bathrooms typically are not where you got your square footage. Here you got a really nice sized bedroom with a sitting area, you got a fireplace, but then the bathroom, you had a full, really nice tub with a view, and you had a huge shower. So I just love the room. I thought it was excellent, super comfortable. Even though it has not gotten above freezing the entire time we've been here, it has not been cold in that room 1 minute. And that's even without the heat on, that's without the air conditioning on. This is a super energy efficient hotel. And so it just, like, the insulation is incredible. So I loved the rooms. The beds were a 4 out of 5 for me. I thought they were good. I didn't think they were the best beds I've ever been in, but they were super comfortable. Also, the room is super quiet. So that is really important. This is not a huge hotel. It's got about 150 rooms or so, but it is a busy hotel. Like, there are kids, there are people everywhere. So it's a busy hotel. People are in and out because it's a hub for a lot of different outdoor activities in Lake Tahoe. So it's really important for it to be quiet, and it was very, very quiet. So I loved that as well. Some other things I really enjoyed about the hotel. I really enjoyed the food. They've got 3 restaurants. They've got 2 restaurants in an adjacent building that's like the clubhouse for the golf course. And then they have their kind of hotel restaurant where you get breakfast inside the hotel. It's called the Edgewood Bistro, and it is excellent. We had it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner multiple times, and it was great. The dessert was excellent. That you got to have the apple pie, by the way. And it's the best apple pie I have ever had. I think it might be have ruined apple pie for me forever. They also have a cafe where you can get coffee and pastries and things like that. So overall, the restaurants, I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's not like, none of the restaurants were the best restaurant I've ever been to in a hotel, but taken as a whole, there was not a bad meal. There wasn't a bad dish. Some dishes don't blow you away, but they were really thoughtfully and beautifully prepared, and they were good. They just weren't like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how good this is. But some of the dishes were that good. So anyway, those are the things I loved about it. Now, are there some negatives? Very, very few, but there are 1 or 2 negatives. Number 1, if you are here for a romantic getaway, you have to temper your expectations a little bit because there will be a lot of kids here. And that's in the winter. That's going to be especially true in the summer. People bring their whole family. They've got rooms here that can house more bedrooms, so more family members in one suite. So you have to understand that there will be a lot of kids here. It's not just a couple's place. So that can be a negative, but on the other side, it could be a positive. I will 100% bring my kids back here one day. It is just awesome. So that's one thing. The next thing is that it's along the same lines. The pool is amazing, but in the summertime, the pool is going to be like manic. It's going to be crazy because of all the kids, and they only have one pool for this hotel. So the pool is great, but just understand that it's going to be very crowded. It was a little bit crowded in the winter, and again, it hasn't been above freezing. So just temper your expectations there. The other thing I didn't like about this place is a little bit ticky-tacky, and it's room specific to my room. The shower, when you are turning the knob, it won't stay where it's supposed to be. I'll show you a B-roll of just what the knob is, and where you want it to be, like that's the perfect amount of heat, is not, it doesn't want to stay there. It wants to fall further down and get really hot. And again, I think this is probably just specific to my room. I'm going to report it when we check out. I just didn't want a maintenance person in there messing with it like while we were in the room. So I didn't bother. It wasn't a big thing, but it was just a little ticky-tacky thing for me. The other biggest negative of this place is that it is very difficult to Uber anywhere. There are just none over here on the Nevada side. I've been told that on the California side of the state line, there are Uber drivers, but they can't pick up from Nevada unless they have a Nevada's driver's license. And they can drop off over here, but they can't pick up over here. So you are very limited on your transportation options if you didn't drive or rent a car. So if you want to really explore Tahoe, you need a rental car, which kind of stinks because so much of the experience is right here at Heavenly Village and at Edgewood. But if you want to drive around and get to some other spots, you're going to need a car. So that's the biggest negative. Do they have a shuttle? Yes. They have 2 shuttles that run basically all day. But the shuttles basically are just designed to take you to Zephyr Cove or to Heavenly Village and really nowhere else. So they are not going to take you past Heavenly, which is about a mile away. So if you're just planning on doing some skiing, going to the casinos, staying here on the resort, you don't need a car. But if you want to go explore the rest of the lake, then you will definitely need a car. Do not count on an Uber here. So again, that's the biggest negative I have. Overall, my experience was excellent. I would give this place like a 9 out of 10, 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's about as good as it can be and have kids, just because we were here without our kids. But beyond that, the skiing is amazing here. The snowmobiling is excellent. Like, we did snowshoeing yesterday on the property. That's incredible. In the summer, they have a golf course. That's awesome. In the winter, because they don't have a golf course, they have an ice skating rink. Like, the place is a winter wonderland. And in the summer, I hear it's even better. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this. Before I go, I want to mention one last thing. I will put the prices for this resort right up here right now. So take a look at the prices. It is not a cheap place. I'll say that. I just want to take a second to say this place is a 5-star resort. It is not cheap at all. It's very expensive, and it only gets more expensive on the weekends. The way we saved money is we got here on a Monday and we're leaving on a Saturday. So our only really expensive night was Friday night, but Saturday and Sunday night is super expensive. So just be prepared for that. Food here, very expensive. We were spending a couple $100 a day on food. Now, we were eating and drinking like kings and queens, but cocktails are $15 a pop, right? Beers are $9 a pop here at the resort. And so you just got to be aware that this is not a budget-friendly place, but you are getting what you're paying for. It is definitely a place that you will always remember, and it's a place that you'll come back to. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, drop me a thumbs up, and if you really enjoy it and you want to see more things like this, consider subscribing to the channel. We have a lot of other trips coming up. I've got a Vegas trip in a few weeks. I'll be down in Miami again in a few weeks. I've also got some other Florida trips and some Georgia trips planned, and we've got some beach trips coming up too. So
a lot of good things coming. A trip to the Grand Canyon, a trip to Utah. So we got some more really cool spots coming up. So if you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing, and I always appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Corey Cruz for Cruz Reviews. We will catch you next time.